Hello, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. So, welcome to BSS Day 6. Today, we'll be talking about financial discipline as a self respect practice for building financial stability. So, if you are with us, please drop a comment, say hello, let's know you're with us. So, while we are waiting for that, I'm going to introduce our speaker for today. So the person that will be presenting, hello Abu, I welcome. So the person that will be presenting the topic for today is the amazing, the beautiful Oluwafisayo Akinfolami. So I'm going to add a bio to the screen now so that we can all see. Hello Aminat, welcome. And sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Hello, everybody. I'm Kauthar Anifoshe. I am part of the VMG ValueMast Global team, and I'll be hosting today's session. So, back to our speaker. Our speaker for today is Miss Oluwafisayo Akinfolami, and her bio is on screen. Please confirm if you can see it, and let's move on from there. Okay, so I'm going to read a bio now so that we can continue with the section. So Miss Oluwafisayo Akinfolami is a distinguished thought leader, award-winning writer, and strategist with a background in history and international studies. She's a member of the Historical Society of Nigeria and the International Organization of Management Professionals and an alumni of McKinsey Forward program. Our multidisciplinary expertise spans international relations, development, economic stability, and strategic management. She is deeply committed to personal and business development. Oluwafisayo Oluwafisayo also actively contributes to non-profit and community-based initiatives, mentoring individuals and building platforms for inclusive empowerment. You can all see that today's speaker is not just an ordinary anyhow person. This is a powerhouse that we have brought for you. She's a business strategist as well. So be rest assured that you'll be getting premium financial advice today. So I'm going to bring her on stage now, and she's going to take it from here. Okay, hello, Oluwa.
Hello, good evening.
Doing
Good evening,
today?
Kauta. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing as well?
I'm okay, thank you. So I'm
All
going
right.
to add your slide to the stage now so that you can just take it from here. All
All
right.
right. Good evening, everyone. I hope we're having a great day. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, ValueMast Global Team. Thank you, Kauta, for the seamless communication till now. And thank you so much, Balkis. Thank you to the audience for being here now. And to the subsequent people who have to listen to this, when it is uploaded on the YouTube channel. I've been following the sessions for the past 5 days. I mean, this whole 15-day stability series, and the lineup of speakers have been intriguing so far. And I trust that the rest of the speakers will do an amazing job. So today I'll be speaking on financial discipline as a self-respect practice, savings and spending as an act of honoring yourself. This is a very important topic because stability is needed in every aspect of our lives, and most especially in our financial lives, because without money, without our finances being in place, we're probably in trouble. So first of all, Kauta, would you help me to move on to the next slide? Thank you. All right. So stability in our lives refers to a state of being steady, of being balanced and being consistent. Because particularly our emotions and our relationship and finances and our careers are quite important, and they are like the entirety of our being and our existence. So stability involves having a sense of security. It involves having a sense of predictability and resilience in the face of challenge and change. It is important for actualization because of what we are discussing in line with finance, I mean, today. Now, self honor. Self honor is showing up for yourself with the same care, with the same discipline, the same integrity you offer somebody you deeply respect. Why self honor? It is a form of self respect because oftentimes we talk about honoring people, we talk about respecting people, but we don't talk about ourselves. We don't talk about self honor. We don't talk about self respect because the truth is that it is hypocrisy to claim to honor somebody when you've not honored yourself. It is hypocrisy to claim to respect somebody when you've not respected yourself. So first, to start with the self. It starts with you. It starts within. So self honor is respecting yourself. It is holding yourself in high regard enough to give permission to yourself to become the highest, truest expression of yourself. Now, financial discipline, because money is important. We don't often give credit to money as we should because we shy away from money. We shy away from conversations about money because some people will even misquote the Bible or misquote the scripture and say stuff like, oh, money is the root of all evil. But it is the love of money is the root of all evil. So money is important. Money is important because it it rules a lot of things in our lives. It helps us a lot. So money won't buy you happiness. Of course, it will not buy you happiness, but it will sponsor your peace of mind. It would give you space to focus on what you choose to prioritize in life. It will help you to, sponsor your innovations if you do have ideas. It assists you in executing your ideas. It will help you to actualize your dreams into reality and ensure that they are not just dreams alone. So having money gives you a sense of confidence also. Have you noticed if someone doesn't have money, they are probably having a sense of unnecessary humility. They are probably cowering down and they don't know how to, put forward their ideas because they feel they will not be heard. So money makes you see results when other people are having excuses. Money can take you from being a victim of unforeseen circumstances to taking control of your life. Nobody is prophesying into anybody's life and saying that anything bad will happen to them. But the truth is that life is hard and quite unpredictable. So money would help you. Money in line with financial discipline here would help you to at least have a sense of control to an extent on what you can have control over. Now, because somebody might get sick, a friend or a family might need money, might need assistance, an emergency could come up. What are you going to do? You need money. You need money to utilize opportunities. You need money because sometimes opportunities may arise and you would not have the money to see that that opportunity is maximized, because it is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have the opportunity than to have the opportunity and not be prepared for that opportunity because of lack of money. I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have the opportunity than have the opportunity and not be prepared because of lack of financial discipline. I hope I'm not alone here. Kauta. All right, guys. So being financially
If you're still with us, kindly drop a comment in the comment section so that we can know that we are not alone. Kindly drop a message, your favorite emoji, anything.
all right, let's just continue then. I just wanted to confirm if you were with me. So being financially disciplined would save you. Thank you so much, Abu. Being financially disciplined will save you from unnecessary humility, like I earlier mentioned, that comes with financial indiscipline. When you have money, you can choose to be necessarily arrogant when needed. You can choose to voice your opinion. You can choose to have a choice. Someone that doesn't have money or someone that lacks financial discipline or doesn't have anything in the final analysis can never have a say. He only has to go with what is being offered to him. Now, money can buy you confidence. That is in line with what I just said. It sponsors your peace of mind. And even if you don't want to agree, Money is one of the foundation of a stable life. Money is one of the foundation of a stable life, as long as well as other things which are foundations of part of the foundations of a stable life. But money is one of the foundation of a stable life. Another thing money gives you the ability to do is the ability to give. The ability to give. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that um you could want to do a lot of things, but without financial discipline in the long run, you would not be able to do it if you do not have the money. Because finances is just about your money, right? Now, the ability to give. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you give people something, your sense of self increases? You give somebody something and then you feel happy about yourself, like you've done a very huge favor for somebody, or you've saved the world, or you've done something. Your sense of self increases, and that's like your self esteem. So, self esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. It is the reputation you have with yourself. It is you living by your moral code. Why do you think the billionaire signed the giving pledge? I don't know if you know about the billionaires. We see people. The Giving Pledge was founded by Warren Buffett and I think Bill Gates, where billionaires pledge to give their money towards philanthropy. They feel good because you know their sense of meaning and purpose is increased. They feel like, oh, they are fulfilling their destiny. They are doing something. They are doing something worthwhile. And next, also in line with that, we can give, but we have to be disciplined enough to ensure that we are giving mindfully. My friend will say something. She will say, "Fisayo, we can't give to our detriment. You can give to people, obviously, you can, but you can't give and then you'll be looking, and you'll be left with nothing, which is foolishness. That is foolishness because you can't give to your detriment. Because when you give outward, you're probably giving inward because you feel good about yourself. It's more like you're giving to yourself. And so you have to take your finances as serious as possible when you do get the chance to do, which is every time. Now, what is financial discipline? Financial discipline is deciding where your money goes, not wondering where it went. It's about being intentional and not perfect. That is what financial discipline is about. It's about deciding where your money goes. But before the whole financial discipline and all that, it starts somewhere. It starts with responsibility. Without responsibility, you cannot be disciplined. Without responsibility is one of the most proactive things you can ever do in your life. Because the truth is that you are solely responsible for the outcome of your life, regardless of external interferences in your life. You are solely responsible for the outcome of your life, even if your mom told you to do something, or your dad told you to do something, or you have to give something to someone. Nobody will hear any excuse in the final analysis. Nobody will hear, oh, because she had to divert the money to something else, she doesn't have money in the end. Now, responsibility and self respect are intricately linked. They are intricately linked. Accepting responsibility for your action, for your choices, and for your choices in life generally helps you build self-respect and a sense of urgency. Because you're taking ownership of your life, you are building accountability for your actions, you are building a sense of self-efficacy, and then you are becoming self-aware. You're also setting boundaries and you are committed to your value. Now, in this case, your value is building a sustainable life, building a sustainable financial life for yourself, right? Now, in line with this, it is all towards self actualization for you to feel fulfilled in the end, to ensure that you are probably being the best version of yourself as you can be, as long as you've tried your best, as long as you are responsible enough to do what you need to do. Now, self honor. Self honor is a proactive measure towards self actualization. Work with me. There's something called the Maslow's hierarchy of need. It was propounded by an American psychologist, and it has to do with it's like a chronological pyramid of our needs towards self-actualization. It's I won't touch much on that because that's not really what we need, but it's a theory of motivation that suggests that human needs are arranged in a hierarchy order, and that before you have to meet your basic needs before your higher needs are addressed. You have to meet your basic needs, and it's range from physiological need to safety to love and belonging to esteem needs and then to have self-actualization, because in the long run self-actualization is what we're all looking for. It is what we're all looking for. Now, but the truth of the matter is that self-honor is not just a feeling. It is a daily practice of meeting your need. It's your daily practice of meeting your need and rising to a potential because you believe you are worth it. You have to believe you are worth it. You have to believe that I am worth every good thing that's happening to me. I am worth having financial stability in the end. I am worth having emotional stability. I'm worth having stability in my relationship, in my career, and all round ramifications of my life. You have to believe that you're worth it. However, you cannot achieve much without discipline. You cannot achieve much without discipline. Even if you get lucky along the way, luck cannot sustain you all through your life. You have to build systems and structures to ensure that you are building something substantial. You have to build something, you have to build system and structure to ensure that you are building something substantial. Because discipline will give you the system and will give you the structure to get what you want, which in this case is financial discipline. Because you can't always afford to be lucky. Sorry, you can't always be lucky. That's just the honest truth. Luck can come all the time, but you have to ensure that you are having a sense of control over things, over your finances. Even if somebody give you money today, somebody give you money tomorrow. The day they don't give you money, you're in trouble, right? You're constantly in trouble. You cannot afford to live at the expense of somebody when it comes to your finance. You cannot afford to be at the mercy of other people when you need money. Now you need discipline to achieve anything worthwhile. Hence, that is why we're talking about financial discipline. It is the intentional step towards being the main orchestrator in your financial journey. Financial discipline is the intentional step towards being the main orchestrator in your financial journey. The truth of the matter is that it is hard. Life is hard. Everything is hard. Things are hard. That is why things become worthwhile in the end, because you know that we had to go through loops. We had to go on a journey to ensure that we're achieving something in the end. Discipline is what you need so you will not be sidetracked. Discipline is what you need so you'll not be distracted. Discipline is what you need because life is full of distraction, especially in this time and age now, where you have money saved up somewhere, and the next thing they're telling you to pay money for something, or you think this is free and you're trying to apply for it, and the next thing it's like you are being lied to along the way. You're being told, okay, you have to pay $5, and then you're like, I really want this thing. It's just $5, and you go and you touch it. I'm not saying you cannot take $5 towards your goals and dreams. But I'm just saying that we live in a world that requires of us to drop money almost at every junction of our lives now. So discipline is about compounding stuff to give you results. So your behavior becomes a habit or a routine. Now, we have to choose, when it comes to financial discipline, you have to choose the struggle. You have to choose, structure over struggle. You have to choose the structures that you've set in place for yourself. It could be automation, it could be delayed gratification, it could be anything. It's choosing peace constantly over panic. Because the truth of the matter is that you have to choose peace for yourself. If you are not stable in your finances, there's a high tendency that you will not be stable in other parts of your life. Your career will be taking a hit, your emotions will be taking a hit, because even if you feel like money can't bother me that much, money will bother you because you need to put money into something. You need to see that your money is growing, to see that your wealth is appreciating in a corner, right? So you have to choose your future over impulse spending. Impulse spending is going for things in the moment, just buying things that you probably don't even need. Then you have to spend with purpose. You have to save with clarity and stop living for approval. These are things that, if you look at it like struggle, panic, impulse, are things that would help us, are things that are, how I say it, are the reasons for financial indiscipline. So discipline bridges financial pressure and peace. And yes, it's personal. Your money reflects your feelings about yourself. Yes, your money does reflect your feelings about yourself. Anytime you swipe your card, anytime you spend your money on something, it is probably in line with what you're aligned with, right? It is aligned with, it's in line with your values, what you want, what you need, what you think you want, and what you think you need sometimes. So it's about that. So now we're looking at the mindset behind financial discipline. It's everything start with the mindset. Everything start with the mindset. And first of all, the sense of responsibility is the mindset behind financial discipline. But it is choosing what you want now and what you It's choosing what you want now and what you want the most. It's choosing between what you want now and what you want the most. In this present moment, what you want might be to go out and party or to spend money on something or to get the latest gadgets. But do you actually need to get latest gadgets? Or do you need to save and invest towards something else? So the mindset behind financial discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want the most. And it's only with a sense of responsibility that you can choose to do that. It's only with a sense of responsibility that you can be able to, know what exactly you want now and what you want the most. The mindset behind financial discipline is actually rooted also in self-respect, is rooted in delayed gratification and intentional living. It means you're understanding that every financial decision is a reflection of your values and your future priorities and not just your present desire. My future values are probably I want to have a house for myself, I want to have properties, I want to be able to find something to fall back on, I want to have emergency funds stocked somewhere, I want to build wealth. Would I go for that or would I go for the latest gadgets right now or something I probably don't need? That's left for you to decide. It is also rooted in self-honor and responsibility. You are taking ownership of your choices. You are knowing that excuses will not build wealth for you. And you probably say, "Ah, but I need." You actually would say, "I need this thing," but you don't need it. Look at it. Do you actually need it? If you say you do and you choose to, why not? So it is choosing between what you want now and what you want the most. Next, why financial stability actually matters, because you can't afford to go through life living in financial chaos all the time. That's just the honest truth. And like I said earlier, if you're not stable financially, other parts of your life will take a hit. Financial chaos causes stress all the time. You're constantly stressed out. Sorry, you're constantly stressed out about stuff, and you would not even be able to focus on what truly matters for you. So it creates instability and uncertainty. I'm talking about financial chaos. Financial chaos creates it creates stress, it creates instability, it creates uncertainty. Meanwhile, on the other hand, financial dignity empowers you with control. It empowers you with peace of mind and a sense of accomplishment. Because if you look at your account balance or you look at your investment portfolio and you see that it's rising, it's increasing, you feel like, oh yeah, I've done something good. I'm actually working towards something great here. I'm working towards something substantial that I can fall back on. It gives you a sense of control, like I'm actually in control of my life, and then peace of mind, because in the rainy days you have something to bring touch or bring to the table. So the link between self-worth and money management. How you manage your money reflects your self-respect. That's just the honest truth. How you manage your money reflects your self-respect. How are you managing your money? Are you saving? Are you investing? Are you squandering? Are you lying to yourself that your wants are your needs? So you have to take charge of your finances because it helps you to build confidence. Like I said, I've noticed it with people. If you don't have money, you are unnecessarily humble. You're unnecessarily humble, even if you don't need that humility in that time. Like at that time, you're unnecessarily humble. You would not be able to voice out your opinion. You'll not be able to sponsor your dream. Your dreams will just become dormant. They will constantly remain dreams and never be actualized into reality. You will constantly be stressed. So, but when you have money, you can have a sense of what. I'm not saying you should ensure that having money will dictate your sense of what. But when you have money, that's a sense of, oh yeah, I actually did something worthwhile. I was able to save this because I made I'm not doing it. Because the truth of the matter is that not everybody can save, not everybody can become disciplined to have something substantial at the end. That's just the honest truth. So next, yeah, we're looking at the anchors of financial discipline. The anchors of financial discipline are vision. What's your vision? What's your vision like? What are you saving towards? Why are you being disciplined? What's your why? What's your why towards this? So it could be as simple as, oh, I don't want my children to suffer. That is even as an extension. You don't want to suffer, obviously. But some people are thinking about, oh, their generational their generation, how to build generational wealth, how to ensure that they leave something for their children, ensure that their children live a good life, goes to the best of schools, and it spans, it varies actually. So you have to decide what your vision is, what's your why for your financial discipline. Because if you don't understand your why, it's very easy to be sidetracked. It's very easy to throw in the towel when it becomes hard. It's actually hard, but when it becomes harder, you can throw in the towel when we don't understand the vision, when you don't understand your why. So you have to understand your why. And another anchor of financial discipline is self-respect. Self-respect, like I said, it's only hypocrisy to claim to respect people when you've not respected yourself. It is hypocrisy to claim to honor somebody when you've not honored yourself. So it's a thing of, okay, this is me knowing that it's increasing my sense of self. And I also mentioned, I think this was from Napa Ravikant. He said that self-esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. What reputation are you having with yourself? Because the truth of the matter is that even if you claim to be disciplined, as long as you're not seeing results when it comes to your discipline or your money, you feel like you've not done enough. You feel you have a low sense of self. Probably feel inferior because you're not doing what makes you fulfilled. You're not necessarily seeing the results that you should be seeing because you lack financial discipline. Another thing is emotional intelligence. Like I said, money is mostly emotional, not just mathematical. Although we're counting it, we're seeing it in numbers. But the truth of the matter is that it is emotional. It follows emotions. For instance, if if you feel down, if you feel down, you have to watch out for your triggers. Watch out for what gets you triggered, and when you get triggered, what do you do to manage it? What's your coping mechanism in that moment? Are you using money to self-medicate or not? What exactly are you doing at that point in time? You need to understand what triggers you and how you react when it comes to emotions. For me, it's very different. If I'm stressed out, I know that I cannot overdo it and land myself in trouble. It's probably I sleep, I listen to music, I watch movies, or I eat a good food. If I'm down, you will see my Google search. It is funny Korean dramas. I would literally just Google funny Korean dramas and laugh myself out of my situation because I can't afford to go and spend money that I know that will land me in trouble if I spend it. I can't go and take out of probably my savings or whatever I have stockpiled somewhere because of how I feel in the moment. So you have to look for your triggers. Even if I know that they are deceiving me in the Korean drama I'm watching, even if they're probably saying somebody has fallen in love for like a century, I don't care. Let them lie to me. Please lie to me. I don't mind. Lie to me. I would watch it. I would laugh. I would feel good in that moment than trying to take money that I know that will land me in trouble because of how I feel in that moment. So in the moment, you have to watch, what you are doing in the moment. Are you impulsively are you buying stuff on impulse? Are you trying to satisfy that ego that you have at that moment? Are you trying to satisfy that emotion you have, stemming right at that point in time? What are you doing? Watch yourself. So, because even if sometimes, if you notice that when you buy stuff impulsively, sometimes you probably don't even want it the next minute. You're like, why did I get that? Do I actually need that? If yes, yeah, that's justified for you. But sometimes you buy stuff and you look at it and you've not even, probably you buy a clothes and you've worn it only once, or you probably don't even wear it, you just give it out because you bought it impulsively. You bought it when you did not necessarily need it. You just got it based on the desire to satisfy or to cope with that emotion you had at that point in time. So money is emotional. Watch out for your triggers, watch out for how you react. Some people will just spend money anyhow at that point in time, and then next thing they will say, Eli, 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 lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? That what? It was your decision in that point in time. So also you have to create systems for yourself. Next is systems. Systems in the sense of probably having like investment strategies, having to manage your debt, probably living within your means, setting realistic budget because sometimes our budget doesn't even make sense. Convenience budget, not like we'll overstress ourselves, we'll put so much pressure on our savings and investment, or take what we're supposed to use for our need and put it as savings. Save, yes, so but don't do it to the detriment of your needs because you will still be pressured. And that stability you are looking for, you will not necessarily have it fully. That's just the honest truth. So you got to also stick with your budget when you set it. So investment strategies, like I'm not here to talk about investment strategies, but people have investment strategies like real estate, like putting their money in mutual funds, government bond. There's so many of these, and any investment um, that promises you probably double or triple or whatever of your initial capital within a short period of time, and that does not have a sustainable business plan, is probably a scam. So you have to watch out for the supposed systems that you see online or everywhere. And also, another anchor of financial discipline is accountability. You're accountable to yourself, obviously, but sometimes you want to get probably an accountability partner, or you get a system that makes you accountable. There are a few like Piggyvest and CarryWise. I don't necessarily use them, but I know people that use them and say, oh, if we are trying to save for this particular stuff, and we let's say we're looking at our account for like a year, and then we choose subsequently in the final analysis to just take the money before that scheduled date of withdrawal. We have to pay money. We have to pay a certain percentage. I meant to take out of our money if we take that money before the time we see we're going to take it. So if you have a system like that, you probably don't want to say, Omo, why would I give them my money? You just have to be disciplined to the end. That's just it. So you have to get an accountable system, probably get an accountability partner, probably your friend that you guys will challenge yourself. I'm not even saying go and do a job. I don't see many people do a job like that. But people that do a job, you'll be hearing that this person ran away with the money. And I'm like, why would you even do a job? Because you're not getting any interest on it. It's just that, okay, you are giving a body of people or a body or an organization for them to save the money and buy the circle that you're meant to collect your money, you collect it. When you can actually save in these performing companies, we can invest in performing companies and get proceeds. You have your initial capital, you have your dividend, and even your capital would also increase based on the performance of the company you're investing in. That's for investment strategies too. All right, so yeah, we don't just spend money, we spend our identity, because money is emotional, and we spend on things that we are aligned with. We spend on things we want, we spend on things that we need. Yeah. So now, yeah, the next is the real cost of financial discipline. The real cost of financial discipline is comfort. When we spend money, we're spending to have comfort. We're spending for how we feel in that moment. Okay, I probably let's say like now there's no lights in the country, or the there's power outage or whatever, and I want to spend money on solar. It's for my comfort. But if I don't have that money for solar at that point in time, I would not pressure myself. So the real cost of comfort is, sorry, the real cost of financial discipline, first of all, is comfort. It's costing your comfort in that moment. It's costing your comfort. It's costing you your social approval. A lot of people spend money to feel to get approval from people, to feel like they are the big thing, like the next big deal after sliced bread. Like, guy, I'm with like chains on my neck, I'm like wearing dripping golds, and 0 carat of golds, wanna be gold Rihanna kind of thing. Nah, come on. You don't do that, because sometimes people you're even trying to impress don't even give a damn about you. They don't even know that's what you're trying to do. But you're constantly putting pressure on your finances just to get societal approval, which is quite wrong. Because a lot of people that you see buying expensive things and showcasing their styles and showcasing whatever they've gotten are doing lifestyle marketing. And if you're not in the business of lifestyle marketing, you don't have any business trying to get things that are outside what you can afford. Because when it comes to lifestyle marketing, they're trying to, there's a psychology behind this. A lot of things are like psychological. So there's a psychology behind this, that you think that what they are doing is giving them enough money to sponsor their lifestyle. And by that, you would be tricked in a way, or you'll be persuaded subtly to believe what they say, or they're selling a course now. For instance, in crypto and forex, you see a lot of people online showcasing their cars, like constantly getting cars, getting houses, and putting it out there. You can do that, but if that is what is required, if it's not required, I don't think you have to put yourself under unnecessary pressure to do that. And also, The next is ego. At that point in time, you are letting go of your ego by being financially disciplined. You are letting go of your ego because ego can drive desire to make statement through purchases. You're just going and you're getting Balenciaga. There was a time that people started wearing these green clothes, these Balenciaga clothes. We all know that they probably cannot afford it, but there's a mindset behind it that I'm wearing Balenciaga, even if we all know that it's a lie. It's a lie. It's not the real Balenciaga. So at that point in time, you want to make when it comes to ego, you want to make a statement through what you are purchasing, which many a times leads to you overspending on luxury items or experiences like going on a yacht or a boat trip when you know you cannot afford it at that point in time. And this could lead to debt and financial instability because ego can also make you have fear of missing out when your friends are doing stuff that they know they can afford or they probably cannot afford. You feel like, oh, I'm having FOMO, fear of missing out. Why not, go and do this? When you know that you go home and drink Gary, don't do that to yourself. No, Gary's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong. But when you know you probably sleep hungry that night. So now, um, the fear of missing out can also make lead you to making bad financial decisions or risky investments that could lead to financial failure. For instance, this CBEX. I didn't even know there was any CBEX or anything like that until the news online. I started seeing CBEX. I still haven't read anything about it now, like MMM. I've made bad financial decisions several times and I've lost money. I've lost money. But the truth is that have the right information and have like proper accountability partners, people that can hold you accountable when you're trying to make financial when you're about to make a financial disaster. When you're about to make a financial disaster. There was a time this is a personal story. I woke up a particular day and I was pressured because I needed money to get a laptop. I needed money for something. It was during COVID and I had this small savings because we were at home and I was trying as much as possible to save what I had. And then I woke up and just found myself on this particular group. That is why now you can't add me to any group if I don't give you permission to add you to a group. So I joined this particular group and they said, let's have you can increase your money by putting, I think you could get like 40K if you put 20K, you get like 80K if you put 40K, something like that. And I put money and I was expecting, I was even happy. I was so proud of myself. I don't even understand what I was doing then. And I was expecting the money until boom. Like they were supposed to give me that money, double my money in less than 24 hours. Come on. What was I thinking? I didn't have the right information. Another time I made another financial mistake, but I had information of, I could go to the courts and I could go to court and I could get my money back. So sometimes you need to like ensure that the fear of missing out does not drive you into making a financial disaster or a financial mistake. Another thing that financial discipline will cost you is freedom in freedom at this point in time, because you have to like ensure that you are disciplined enough to delay this is with the next point, to delay the gratification. Freedom, because people think, when it comes to discipline, I'm probably sacrificing something, and because sacrifice takes the connotation of this is a bad thing, but no, it's like you're ensuring to hold on to something till a further time for you to get the long-term benefit instead of the short-term reward. And another thing that okay, freedom in the moment also is that you don't want to spend recklessly and suffer the consequences later. So you ask yourself, do I really need this? Do I need it? Do I need to buy it now? If no, please leave it alone. The product will be fine. You'll be fine. Life will go on. And instant gratification in the sense that it's you are depriving of yourself of the immediate fulfillment or desire that you get in this moment for something bigger later on. So if you don't want to, buy stuff on impulse, you don't want to choose short-term satisfaction over long-term benefit. Another thing, and the last of it is excuses. Excuses, because when you are disciplined, you do away with excuses. You do away with having to constantly bring up excuses like, I actually need this, the way you actually want it and no, don't just need it. Next. Thank you. So now these are the budgeting methods that build financial discipline. There are tons and tons of budgeting methods actually, but these are a few. Sometimes you hear of the 50-30-20 rule, you hear of the 60-30-10 rule, you hear of the 80-20 rule, you hear of the 70-20-10 rule, you hear of the zero budget, you hear of pay yourself first, you hear of envelope system. Now for the 50, and I did notice that for a few of the sessions we had, some of our speakers already mentioned on the um, budgeting method. So I would just quickly I wouldn't have to go like nitty gritty into everything. I would just give a brief overview of it. So the 50-30-20 rule is allocating 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your savings and investments. So as long as this my 50% is what I'm going to have to keep for my needs, I would not go beyond it. I would not go beyond it. That's that for that. And then for your 60-30-10 rule, it is where you use your 60% for your savings and investment, and then you use 30% for your needs and 10% for discretionary spending. How you choose to spend it, you spend it. So that is for an ambitious saver, for somebody that ensures that they are very, very that ensures that they want to save as much as possible within a short period of time, because it works really different for people. So the next we have is 80-20 principle. I'm sure a lot of us have heard about the Pareto principle. This is the Pareto principle which can be applied to money actually, where you take your 80%, where you take 80% of your income and use it for your needs, and then you take 20% for your savings. And this savings and investments can vary. I did earlier mention that you can invest in real estate, whatever. It could be fractional real estate, it could be not, it could probably not be fractional real estate, it could be paying in instrumental, it could be anything. It could just be buying some units of shares of a particular company that you want to buy shares in or have like a sense of ownership with. And then you also have the 70-20-10 rule, which is a budgeting guideline that suggests that 70% of your income should be allocated to your needs, 20% should be allocated to your savings, and then debt should be for your savings and debt, and then 10% for discretionary spending. And also we have the 30-30-30-10 budget, where 30% of your monthly income will be split for your housing, your necessities, and financial goals, and then the remaining 10% will be budgeted for your vices like your entertainment, your dining out, if you choose to, and vacation. And then also we have the zero budget. Zero budget is where you ensure that I'm not going to spend outside this. I'm not going to spend outside this amount of money. This my income. Let's say my income at this point in time is 200,000 naira. I'm going to ensure that everything, my spending, my savings, my needs, whatever, will not exceed this 200,000 naira. And then but the truth of the matter is that there's also the envelope system where you could withdraw your money. You can draw all your money and then place them in envelope. This is for lights, this is for gas, this is for this, and this is for that. Because then you can see where the money is actually going, and you're not going to have to give any excuse like the money evaporated or the bank touched my money, or any excuse that we could probably just give ourselves. Because this envelope system, once you are done, you can see the envelope is empty. I have done this, is for my tithe, I have done this, I have done that. And then, but the truth of the matter is that despite all these budgeting methods and systems, you have to be flexible enough to know which one will fit you. Somebody might be earning 300, he can choose to go for the 50-30-20 rule. You're only 100, you can't afford to go for that. So you need to know what fits your financial plan. So you have to conduct like a financial assessment to find out find out where you are and what your goals are. Because the truth of the matter is that if you don't know where your money is going, you can end up in financial disaster. Next. Thank you. So how do you practice financial discipline? I kind of already touched this earlier on. You set clear goals. This is what I want to achieve with my money. This is where I'm going with my money. This is how I'm going to get there. I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to get so percent interest, probably take it and invest. I'm going to take this money, invest it in these shares, and invest in that shares. And when the dividend comes out, I take the dividend, I reinvest and invest. You don't just set your goals that if the set your goals to ensure that it's working for you. Create a budget. Create a budget in the sense that this your budget must be convenient enough and it must be reliable enough for you to know that you won't end up being under pressure. Create a budget that can fit your financial goals based on your financial self-awareness. This is where I'm going to. I know I don't have so much money coming in, so this is how I'm going to structure it that I don't, end up being under pressure. Because the truth is that you're still trying to ensure that you're not being under pressure, that you're being stable enough. You're being stable enough, and then you want to automate your savings. For I did mention that some systems like piggyvest can help out with that. Sometimes they just come into your account and they pick it. They know that at this month, whether that money is there for them or not, it is none of their business. They ensure that they just go and they just pick it. And because sometimes as human beings, we can choose to say, but I don't have the savings for this month. So you can choose to automate your savings so that these systems and structures will help you to ensure that you are properly accountable to your commitments and that you're committed to your commitments. You said you're going to be committed to this. So yeah, you can have systems and structures that would help with that. And limit your impulse spending. If you don't need it, don't buy it. If you don't need it, don't buy it. It's not every day you're eating shawarma. It's not every day you're buying Coke. It's not every day you get stuff that doesn't concern you. It's not every day you go to the cinema. Limit impulse spend. If you know you don't need it. Some people can choose to indulge their wants, obviously. There's nothing wrong with that. But try to limit your impulse spending, because if you don't, you probably land you in a financial disaster in the final analysis. And then use accountability partners. It could be your friend, it could be your mom, it could be your sibling, anybody. Because, like I said earlier, you could throw in the towel when you don't have a sense of accountability. If you don't have someone to call your bullshit out and say, guy, last month you said we're going to save. We're going to take this money, you're going to use it for this, but you're not doing it. If you don't have that person to call your bullshit out every single time, to be there to walk you through, to ensure that what is hard becomes less hard and a bit easier, then you throw in the towel. Also, you need to review your finances regularly. What You might not be pressured this month. Let's say this month you probably didn't have to pay for a course. Next month you have to pay for a course. Where will you take it out of? Is it your savings or investment, or is it your need, or is it your want? You have to ensure to know what works for you, where to structure that, where to place it in, to say, okay, define if this cost is coming out from my want, my need, or my savings, or whatever. And then you also, develop a strong why. I probably want to build a house for my mom, or I want to get a car for myself, or I want to use it for studies, or I want to do anything. It just depends. But you have to develop a strong why, because it is related to like having an accountability partner. If you know your why, you would not easily throw in the towel when things become hard. And you establish time blocks for financial tasks. You practice delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist immediate rewards in favor of a larger, more valuable reward in the future. Instead of having small results now, why not have it later on and have something much more bigger? So it involves forgoing a smaller immediate pleasure to achieve a more enduring benefit later. And then you're also resisting the immediate temptation. You're focusing on long-term benefits. If I decide to sell my shares now, or if I decide to spend this money now, or take out this money from this place now, what is it costing me? Is it costing me a higher appreciation of the money when I should, take it out, or will I just take it out with this less interest that has accumulated over time? Because the truth of the matter is that when it comes to savings, investment, discipline, anything, your habit, your routine, it is about compounding interest. There's always an interest compounding on it. Even when it comes to your habits, the interest compounding on it is the habits you are getting. So the routine you are doing to get that habit in the final analysis of being disciplined is that skill you are getting. Because somebody that starts out today saving and constantly does it over 5 years. It's different from the person that starts out today that would still say, okay, let me take a bit of this money now. Look at Warren Buffett, for crying out loud. I think our guy's like 94 or so, 92 or 94, and he just announced his investment. He's somebody that has, understood the investment market to date. But someone that starts today or just starts probably this month or some years ago would not have the same level of skills that Warren Buffett has. So that's saving money for, like, when it comes to like delayed gratification, you want to save money for something, probably save money for a future reward instead of spending it on a smaller purchase, which is the immediate reward. Okay, for sometimes when I go out sometimes with people, or we're just somewhere in a shop and the person is buying something, then my mind is like, oh, shares, or UBA, or 20 units of UBA, you're spending like this on something that you just probably even forgot that you bought. So it's just really different for people, and you have to understand your why. You have to know how to, delay gratification. You have to review your finances regularly, use accountability partner, avoid impulse spending, automate your savings, create a budget, and set clear goals. And also celebrate milestone. If you want to save up to 500K and you've gotten up to that 500K, celebrate it, celebrate yourself, have a reward system. It could be, oh, I saved up to 500K, I'm going to do this thing for myself, I'm going to do something I really don't do for myself, probably watch a good movie. For some people now, it could be that they want to read for exams and they are done with their exams. Your reward system could be watch a movie and indulge yourself for that period of time. Next, now, for financial stability, the end result of it is the reward. Because financial stability is having control over your finances with enough income, with enough savings, and enough security to avoid stress. Because stress could play a number on you. You could say, oh, stress is just stress, I can handle stress. But stress will divert your attention from things that matter the most to you. It will divert your attention from things that matter the most to you. So you have to ensure that your financial stability, your financial discipline, or whatever you're trying to achieve in the final analysis is having total control, taking responsibility for your finances, even if the money coming in is not enough. It's based on how well you know how to structure and factor it out to dissect your savings, your investment, and ensure that you have a sense of security to and something to fall back onto. Yeah, and also signs that you're financially stable is like you're living within your means. Is that you're driving a Toyota. Why not? And if you don't have money for a Benz, even if you have a money for a Benz now, if you buy that Benz and then you have nothing else, is it better to have a Toyota and have something else to fall back to or fall back on, or to also invest and in something that is yielding something else for you? Some people now they invest, they get their dividend from it, they invest their dividend, they take the proceeds, they reinvest the proceeds, keep reinvesting the proceeds until they are spending the great 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 grandchild of their initial capital. It's not like the first proceed will come out and you spend it. You can if you choose to, but which is better, spending this or spending that? Now, another thing is having an emergency fund, emergency savings. You have emergency savings. Like I said, nobody's prophesying anything bad into anybody's life. But the truth of the matter is that things happen. People fall sick. People fall sick, or your car could get spoiled on Third Mainland Bridge, or anything could happen, and you will need money. So emergency funds are things that you probably did not see coming, and yeah, emergency, and you have to bring out money. Where will you get that money from? Is it the money for your house rent, and then you sleep on the road? So also retirement contribution. Some people could it will be their pension. It could be their pension. When you retire, you would need money, obviously. So maybe it could be their pension coming in small, just coming in. Just take it, use it, and shack yourself up to hold your body small. Because the truth is that you can't necessarily only depend on your retirement. That's just the truth. And then also insurance coverage. Now, insurance is a very tricky thing because it's like you are putting money into something that would help to save you if anything bad happens. Now, if your house does not burn down, your investment is there, is accumulating. But if it burns down, these people will come and help you. I have a friend when I was doing NYC. I had this friend that I used to follow around with his car. Like if we were going to NYC or coming back, we drop me at a certain place. And there was a time he was telling me that he mistakenly jammed one woman car. He hit one woman that is using Benz. And I'm like, oh my god. But because this woman had insurance, this was like a new Benz, like clean, see leather. But because this woman had insurance coverage for her, she didn't put too much effort into shouting at him or anything. In fact, she was just like, okay, no problem, just get my number. Which she didn't even reach out to him because she had this insurance coverage that was going to help her to, like, probably get another car. So she had an insurance on that car. So you can have insurance on properties and whatever. So if anything bad happens to it, you would not go crazy. You would have your insurance to cover up for you. So why financial stability is worth fighting for is because it reduces stress. It gives you peace of mind. See that woman, for instance, the woman with the Benz, she didn't have to like stress herself out too much on a copper that was collecting 33K to come and repair her Benz for her. And then also enables better financial decisions for long-term growth. Next. Yeah, so financial stability, just like every other stability, is not a luxury. It's a necessity because you want your peace of mind. There's so many things already in the world that is stressing you out. You're coming online, you are seeing something that does not concern you. It is definitely stressing you out. They're saying there's war here, there's war there. Next thing, someone's talking about them arresting VDM and this and that, and everything is happening at the same time. You're trying to apply for something and you're not getting in. You're getting rejections. You're getting love letters. You're getting all sort of bad news here and there, and those things are already accumulating to stress for you. So you don't want to have your lack of financial discipline be another cause for stress in your life. So it's a necessity, it's not a luxury, because stability itself is a luxury. Now, I want you guys to say this to yourself. Say it to yourself. I honor myself by choosing wisely and not impulsively. You don't have to say it now, but just let it be entrenched in your mind that you honor yourself and that you choose to spend wisely and not impulsively. Financial discipline is how you prove to yourself that you matter. If I love who I'm becoming, I must protect who I am becoming today. And every time I say no, now I'm saying yes to a more powerful me later. I'm saying yes to a more stable me later. I'm saying yes to a life of stability later. And now I honor myself. If I honor myself, I won't betray the life I deserve. I refuse to betray the life I am building. I refuse to betray the life I'm building. That is what discipline does to you. It helps you to build the life that you want in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Kauta. Thank you, guys. So, your call to action today is just to respect yourself enough to be financially free. If you don't respect yourself, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. If you don't put measures in place to ensure that you have something to fall back on, you're in trouble. Because the truth of the matter is that everybody in their own personal space is trying to build something, is trying to ensure that they have their own life. Because, like I said, you are truly and you're solely responsible for the outcome of your life. You have to make financial discipline a priority, as it's the key to honoring your future self. And what you need to start doing today is to set financial goals, track your spendings, and build an emergency fund. And thank you so much. Start saving and investing consistently. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Oluwafisayo. It was
Thank you,
truly
Kauta.
an amazing session. If you enjoyed this section, I beg, drop your comments. Help us thank Miss Oluwafisayo. Thank you so much for the amazing session. It was so relatable. It was so explanatory and so understandable. Thank you. We cannot thank you enough. And to everyone in the comment section, if you have any question for Miss Oluwafisayo, please kindly drop your questions. Kindly drop your questions so she can clarify whatever you need to be clarified. Okay, so I think I have a question.
All right.
So, for someone that is like looking to invest or looking to be financially stable, what steps do you like advise the person to take as a beginner? Somebody that has not invested before, that has not like dived into financial stability before. What are the steps that you would, or what are the platforms that you would recommend for such a person?
All right. So when it comes to investment in investment strategies and all that, or investment platforms, you can invest with in the stock market. The truth is that many times we think that we need to have like which is like a lot of money to be able to invest in the stock market. But the truth is that um you can start with as low as 5,000 naira. I think my first investment was probably before I turned 18. I had this uncle that was working this asset management firm, and I was like, okay, what are you doing? Because it was always like he has a lot of businesses. He had a lot of businesses he was doing at that point in time. So I got to understand. I got to understand that I could invest as low as 5,000. So I invested, and subsequently, I chose to put in more money when I had. But you can start with as low as 5,000 naira. So you can invest in the stock market, you can invest in mutual funds. Also, before I turned 18, I had this friend that posted something about investing in mutual funds. He didn't really understand it. So didn't really understand what was going on. So I asked him about it. He wasn't sure. He just told me to go to Stanbic Bank. So I went to Stanbic Bank and they told me, oh, you cannot invest until you are 18. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I turned 18 and I think one of my cousins gifted me $10 then. It was quite low, but I still went ahead. I think $10 was like about 10, I'm not sure, probably 10,000. And I took out of the money and I went to the bank and I'm like, yay, I'm 18 years now. Let's open the account. And I started investing. Although I invested like 5,000 naira, then I left it for like a few years. I left it for like during that COVID period. I was looking at it, and it only accumulated with just 200 naira. But the truth is that you can start with something really low and then consistently just go and put it there. That's why you have to be disciplined enough to ensure that you are building something, and then what you are building is compounding. But you can start with very little money, as low as 5,000 naira, but you ensure that you're actually still putting something in it. You can start low, but get momentum subsequently. So you can
Okay.
invest in stock market, you can invest in the mutual funds, you could get a stockbroker, or you could use like online investment platforms. Some people can invest in dollars using like Bamboo, and for naira you could use like Trove or like Yocha, but you have to do like your own research based on what you want. If you want to invest in companies, look at the companies, how performing they are. Is it a high performing company? What are their dividend rates like? How does the capital of their investors increase over time and stuff like that? But you have to do like your personal research, even if you have like information from other people.
All right. Thank you so much for that answer. I think a common misconception that everyone has is that you have to have a lot of money to invest. But thank you so much for clarifying that. And I don't think we have any other question. So with that, we are going to say goodbye to our amazing speaker, Miss Oluwafisayo. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
for
Kauta.
contributing.
Thank you, ValueMast Global. Thank you for the audience for being here, and every other person that will listen to this subsequently. Thank you. I had a
Thank
nice time.
you. We too. We had a nice time. Thank you so much. All
All
right, you
right.
guys say bye to Miss Oluwafisayo. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's session as much as I did. And you know what to do. Go to the community, go and pepper them. Those people that don't come and join this session, that don't come and gain value from this session, pepper them to come and watch it. Tell them to come back and watch it. Do you understand? So thank you so much for joining, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time and same place. Thank you and have a good day.